Good morning. Just fueled up in Lethbridge. Headed west on Highway 3. I see mountains.
I won that game.
Jess won that game. She saw the mountains first. Yeah, we found an Esso in Lethbridge. Whenever you look for card locks, it's impossible to find where card locks are, and I only knew of a Flying J in Lethbridge. Like, well, we're gonna have to go Flying J, so just did a bunch of researching and found a Petropass that was a little more convenient. Like, okay, let's head for that Petropass. On my way to the Petropass, past the Esso card lock that was even more convenient. It's like, perfect, we're going there. It's like, we need like a website that shows card locks. We've got apps for Petropass, apps for Esso, apps for Flying J's and Loves and Pacific Prides and Trucker Path, and yet we still find places that don't show up on any of those. But now we know, for future reference, Lethbridge has Flying J, Esso, and a Petropass. And a potato smell. Definitely smelled like someone was making hash browns. This is potato country. Are we doing learning with Jess again?
Yeah, but I don't see any point of that. When you're stuck in the prairies, you learn things.
So you're saying when you're bored in the prairies, you start coming up with facts. You're going to become a farmer just by Googling it. Oh boy. Fort McLeod. McLeod? Fort McLeod. 22 kilometers. What was an interesting fact?
What the orange triangles are?
Oh, those orange triangles out on fields. I always assumed they were just beehives in alfalfa fields, but they're actually leaf or alfalfa.
They could probably be both.
The fields I saw was alfalfa, but they're also, oh man, all that wheat is laid down. Got windy last. It's all laid down. That's not good. That really stunts the growth of the wheat. The farmer is not happy. He is seriously regretting irrigating that field before the wind, because it was only laid down where it was irrigated. You can see the circle of the irrigation. Yeah, must have gotten very windy here in the last couple of days because all that wheat was laying down. Okay, what we're talking about, bees. Alfalfa ore and canola fields. And they use leaf cutter bees. Leaf cutter bees. Because they don't focus on making honey, they stay closer than honeybees. Honeybees go far and wide. Leaf cutter bees stay close by and pollinate the local field where they place them. So
they don't have a hive. It's like
Yeah, they don't have a hive. They just have this panel of combs, honeycomb.
Yeah. Incubation tray.
Incubation tray. Yeah. So that I didn't know that. I did not know that. Yeah, we haven't been driving through a thunderstorm or rainstorm yet. We just keep driving around them. Sorry about all the bugs on the window if they're in the screen. I don't know if they are or not, but there's so many bugs. I keep cleaning, and they're still there. I get rid of them, and then there's a whole bunch of new ones. It's just summer in the prairies. Just gonna be. It is just going to be. If I moved the camera back, you'd see hundreds of these bug splats.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. We are approaching Pincher Creek, Alberta. Train. Yeah, it looks like he's on the highway. We're gonna go under him. 5.3 bridge. Canadian Pacific up front and then Union Pacific, two Union Pacific engines behind. Yeah, not a super long train. Fairly short. Engine in the center. Alright, Mr. Pickup. There was a passing lane and you passed me and now you're going to go slower? People have that tendency. Passing lane, let's go fly down the passing lane. Oh, passing lane ends. Let's slow down. I had my cruise control on through the passing lane and to here. So I didn't change my speed, bud. You slowed down. See Pincher Creek on the left-hand side in the valley. Yeah, when you guys are in a passing lane, don't speed up, don't slow down. Just keep the speed you are, and that way you can pass the people that are slower than you, not the people that are faster than you. Looks like you're going to speed through the 70 zone though. What are those drivers? What's that?
Look at this pretty.
Look at the pretty mountains. Yes. Well, at least it gives me a chance to get far ahead of me. Go away, truck. Keep speeding. That way I don't have to worry about tailgating you. I have a few miles before I catch up with you again. Yeah, we're getting close to the Rockies here. Yeah, no snow. Well, there's still some snow in there, but I guess the only snow that is there is glaciers, so the mountains have just turned gray. I love every time we come through here, the mountains look so different. Pickup try to pass us there. It's just a turning lane. It's not a passing lane. Nice try. Looks like windmill's just slowly moving. Windmill, wind turbine. Looks like most of them are off, so there's not enough wind to have them going. Is that smoke or dust? Way in the background. It is billowing straight up and then going sideways. Could be smoke. Last truck driver there had a tarp, but he had all his straps over top of his tarp. Good way of securing your tarp. Downside is you also have to release all the straps before untarping, so you can't untarp until you're ready to unload. You're in the unloading area. I like very often, like if we pull into modern, I can untarp the night before. I can untarp while we're sitting in line, and then we can still move around with the strap still on. So that's why I like the straps under the tarp. And then if it's going to be a long drive, like when we do the Saskatoon run with tarps, I will make sure there are some straps over top to really keep that tarp from moving. But most of my straps are under the tarp. I have minimum load securement straps under the tarp, and then the rest of the straps can go over top. passing lane. Good. I don't think I'll have to deal with that pickup again. He's okay. Pick a lane. I thought he was going to stay in the passing lane, but I love the vibrant green. Jess is trying to change the subject. The water, Old Man Dam water reservation. I love these rolling hills, foothills of the Rockies. I definitely smell smoke in the sky, but I don't think it's from the fire ahead of us, but maybe it is. Definitely smell smoke. Could be the fire from ahead of us that we're smelling. It smells like wood smoke. Heavy-duty trailers at this place. It's a trucking company. They got some wide trailers. Wide and long trailers. Swift. Shutter go down by. We were in grave danger. I'm sure Swift has some great drivers. Just like Essentials has some great drivers. Fortunately, they're known for some of their very bad drivers too. And for some reason, the bad drivers always overshadow the good drivers. Same with Sutco. We have had bad drivers that we had to let go. Every company has bad drivers. Some companies just have the bad luck of having a lot of bad drivers. That's your hiring practices what really it results in, right? It seems the companies that have worse luck with drivers are the ones that will hire anyone, not very picky of who they hire. Hire anyone to give them a test drive and lower wages. The better drivers are usually attracted to the higher wage jobs. So companies that pay less seem to get more bad luck with bad drivers. Funny how those are related. Beautiful mountains. fast. On front of us, slightly to the, just barely, slightly to the right, you see that big mountain that looks like it's got a big divot in it, huge slide. It's one of those mountains where the whole mountain just came roaring into the river, or into the valley. And this slide took out a whole mine and mining town. A lot of people died in this slide back in the gold rush days. Frank Slide. I'm not sure if these stone buildings down here are related to the Frank Slide. When the mine got wiped out, did the town die over here too? I gotta mention the upside down recycling symbol. It's upside down. The sign's upside down. It's really cool, the texture on the cliffside here. Different layers of rock. Spring Break Flower Farm? Yeah, okay. Now, there's a few slides that are very similar in stories where the whole mountain slid down, and this one, Hope Slide, and there's another one. Oh shoot, where is it? Huh, can't remember. It's west of Red Deer somewhere. In that area-ish. I can't remember the name of the slide. See the rock all the way up on the other side of the valley, where the rock came all the way through the valley, pushed up the other side. It's a recent enough slide that nothing's growing on it. Family-friendly coal mine tours. That'd be kind of cool to do. Never gone into a more modern mine. I've splunked some old gold mines and stuff, but and those gold mines I went through are not family friendly. You really got to know what you're doing in those things. Twitch, twitch, twitch. The sign, the sign. Upside down. Upside down. There, now we're climbing up the slide area, Frank Slide. So on the edges, stuff's starting to grow on it, but they've got the interpretive center they built on top of the slide. So went all the way through the valley and up this side. piles and piles and piles of rock. Not a fan of the speed limits in this area of Crowsnest Pass. It's like 180, 160, 150, 100. It's like, just pick a speed. Make everything 70 or something. The amount of fuel you burn from speeding up, slowing down, speeding up and slowing down. Just make everything 70 or... I know in BC they've started doing that. A lot of places where the speed limits fluctuate back and forth, they've done that. Got rid of the 60s and 80s and just made everything just 70. Yeah, you get introduced to the Rockies with Crowsnest Pass over here. And it's just not quite the same as taking Highway 1 through the Rockies, getting introduced by Banff. Just, the mountains are so much bigger there. It's a really short passing lane. I often don't pull into this lane, but there's a car behind me that seemed quite eager, so might as well pull in and let them pass. Don't want them behind me anyway. Town has some good food. Why do I know this? When I worked in Pincher Creek for 2 months, we came here a couple times to eat food because we were so bored of all the food in Pincher Creek. Living in a hotel, you go out for lunch and supper every day. Food gets boring pretty quick. That side-by-side doing in a ditch. Looks like they're spraying. It looked like they were aiming for particular weeds. To me, it looked like they were pretty flowers, but weeds all have pretty flowers too. Took a picture of a thistle and posted on Instagram and Facebook. Who decides what's a weed and what's a flower? I honestly think the answer to that is any invasive plant becomes a weed. Basically, if they're just growing everywhere in the ditch, it's a weed and no longer a flower. I think this town should get a card lock somewhere. Maybe it does, just probably hidden. It's one of those in the middle of everywhere between, right? So I don't know if that sentence made any sense. It's halfway between places, so it'd be a good place for a card lock. I filled up in Lethbridge. Oh yeah, I talked about that at the beginning. Never mind. I forget what I've told you guys and what I haven't. Must be getting old. About design and people slowing down. Beautiful little lake, and you know what? It's not windy here for once. It's always incredibly windy here. I guess I can't say always anymore. It's almost always incredibly windy here. And another big bug. Like 3 kilometers from British Columbia border. Westbound on Highway 3 like we will be all day. Why are you hitting your brakes? This makes no sense. Econovan, you're drunk. Yeah, they're lost. Maybe going on vacation. First time coming through here. And if I do manage to pass the van here somewhere, likely the scale's going to be open, and I'll have to pass them again. We're doing like 20 under the speed limit right now. Guess we're in British Columbia now. Home sweet home. Home province home. I don't need a permit. I'm within my height, within my width, within my weights. Barely within my size, but easy within my weight. Like, I went over the last scale. I'd say I'm about 60% maxed out. Brakes again. Oh, we got brakes. Are you turning off? Okay. Blinky works. What? Okay, blinky. What? Okay. The speed they're going, I'm like, you're gonna go by. No. There's gonna roar through that corner. Hopefully they park there long enough for me to get through the scale. Scale's closed. Huh, cool. Wow, that's a bonus. The scale's always open. Guess I can't say always now. Did I just have that discussion? We are now approaching the $1 million corner, where I was in the ditch this winter. Sparwood Fire Department calls it the $1 million corner. And luckily I was only in the ditch. The other two rigs were, well, the one rig had a lot of damage, the other rig was completely destroyed. You jackknife and go head on into the cliff face, yep, you're going to destroy your rig. Even though my load is very light, it's very top heavy because it's so tall. To stop. Put my forward flashes on so they know that I saw them. No, you cannot pass me here. Are you stupid? Starting to pass me and then the oncoming vehicle made him pull back in. I'm having traffic issues today, I think. Yeah, a lot of people on vacation. And other people haven't accounted for people being on vacation and they're late for work now because of the vacationers, and then they start getting aggressive. Empty cattle truck for livestock. It's our first livestock trailer we've seen on the road today and yesterday. Usually this road is filled with them.
You both do these on that one.
obviously they have now stopped the other side. Okay, so after this RV, it'll be our turn. Nope, after the construction truck, it'll be our turn. Now it'll be our turn. Go ahead, let me go. There we go. Flaggers are better than the automatic lights because they're a lot more efficient letting you through. The automatic lights, sometimes both sides are just sitting there and waiting. It's like, there are flaggers here, we could go sooner. Bridge repair. Cutting those big chunks of concrete and replacing it.
CVSU is the front of the line.
CVSE on the front of the line. He's probably driving to the scale to open it. He's stuck in construction. That's the only reason the scale's closed. Passing lane in 2 kilometers. $1 million corner in 2 kilometers. We've got to stop 2 more times for a load secure. I got to pull over to the next pull out and just make sure all my straps stayed nice and snug. So this next corner is where I ended up in the ditch and the other rigs were all crashing around me. I had 0 damage, luckily. But when this is very slippery, the corner isn't angled very steep, so it really just pushes you off the road. Like even now in the summer, the road just wants to pull you onto the shoulder. You've got to slow down a bit. I was going a lot slower than the speed limit. I was doing 20 underneath, 20 below the speed, but it wasn't enough. It's a poorly designed corner. Welcome to Sparwood. keep our eyes peeled for elk in this area. Jess was already hoping for some. Yeah, saw some red foxes. We've seen deer. Not yesterday. A couple nights ago I saw mountain goats, yep. So it's been a good trip for wildlife. Just posted some photos of mountain goats. That same weird looking bridge, whatever that is, was here last time I came through. They've just sat there. It seems like some heavy duty equipment. I just don't know what it is. Almost looks like it's part of a crane or something. Here there's so much coal that even the highways are black. All the side roads are just black. There's a lot of coal in this part of the country. A lot of coal. Flashing lights are supposed to come on when there's elk near the road, but I've had no flashing lights and the elk are standing like on the roadway. And then other times I've seen flashing light and can't see a single elk in the area. For those sensors to go off, the elk have to actually move. Sometimes they just stand still long enough for the sensors not to be going off. There's a tree branch in the middle of nowhere on the... How does a tree branch get there? How is that possible? Did it fall up higher and slowly drift down during the windstorm? Just slowly drift down? It's bizarre. It's definitely very nice and green here. World's largest truck. Is it really still the world's largest truck? Pretty old truck, so you'd think they would have made a bigger truck by now. Or is there a certain size where it isn't efficient anymore? So when I look at this truck, I feel that I've seen bigger trucks in the minefields, but I don't know what makes it the world's biggest truck. Big green truck right there. It's a 3-axle truck. In the mines I only ever see 2-axle trucks, so maybe it is still the largest truck in the world. just south of Fernie, getting into the mountains. Stuck behind the same truck we were stuck behind in Crowsnest Pass. Stopped to do a load secure and he came zooming by. It's like, dope. How tall is this tunnel? I'm confident we can fit, but we'll read the number anyway. Doesn't even have a number? Doesn't have a number. Okay, we don't need to know how tall the bridge or the tunnel is. Apparently it's tall enough not to need a number. I programmed our height into the GPS, so shouldn't be an issue, but GPS can be wrong. It's just a tool. What is dangling from his passenger rear wheel? Ah, darn it, I'm sleeping on the passing lane. Sleeping on the passing lane. It's a short passing lane too, so I don't know if I can make it. Nope, not a chance. He's going just a couple of kilometers slower than I am, so he's probably speed limited around 90, 97, 98 kilometers an hour, somewhere in there. So even if I had not been sleeping on it, it would have been very inconvenient for him if I had decided to pass there. But if there's a passing lane going uphill, I'll definitely pass him there. Because he is definitely heavier than I am. I think it's a beautiful part of the country here. Big cliffs in the mountains. Looks like there's a giant cave up there. Weird. Definitely there's a black spot, but there's no way a cave could be that big. Brakes. Why are you on your brakes? I guess I can see why you want to slow down early with a tanker truck and speed up slowly, take the corners really easy. You really want that fluid from sloshing back and forth. Excuse me. So you want to ride really smooth. Everybody's passing each other. Same company. One's coming, one's going. So we still have 3.5 hours of drive before we get to our destination, which is Salmo home office. Hopefully get unloaded there. I don't know if the shop will have time to take a look at our trailer, but it'd be cool if they did that too. Hopefully we have the evening off. I could use the evening off, take a nice shower. Because I suspect we're going to load at Klasnikov tomorrow morning. Or at KIW, but same thing. Just 15 minutes apart. Water down there is looking a nice green, very nice green. Not turquoise, it's like a green. The color of trees green. No, we don't have to slow down, we're already going 75. No worries about the 80 kilometers an hour. Oh, apparently we still have to slow down. I have his speedometers off because he's going 5 under no matter what speed limit says. Rumble strips, shatter bumps. Do paved roads get shatter bumps? The answer is absolutely yes, they do.
Trying to find a way to blame on our drivers.
Speedy's going, I keep thinking he's going to turn off, but that is not happening. Highway 93 southbound here. There's a Canfor there? Yeah, Canfor lumber mill down there. Picked up there every now and then. Headed to Cranbrook, 69 kilometers. He's in his brakes already. Cars behind us, so hopefully I can pass them here without holding up the cars behind us. Unfortunately, it's not uphill, so he's going to be pretty quick, and it's going to be a little bit of work to pass him. Unfortunately, we don't have a shadow, so I can't see when we are clear of him. Feels like I'm clear. See if we can get a couple cars by before I have to merge back. At least one. Get at least two. Okay, got two at least. So I did hold up all the rest of the cars, unfortunately. Beautiful mountains. Are these the Kootenays already? Gotta be getting close to the Kootenays. And Kootenays are after Cranbrook though? Getting close to the Kootenays. So yeah, we'll head to Salmo. Likely we'll load a classic off tomorrow. My guess is to Richmond. Richmond Terminal or Modern Terminal, maybe Griff. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Hopefully everything works out the way it does. Or like I want it to work out. Rarely works out the way I want it to work out. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed. We'll see you tomorrow.